Misty's Recap, Session 5, The Lost Sanctuary of Holt. Told to the crowd at the last lantern, a mug in one hand and a smirk on her lips. Oh, where do I even start with this bunch of brave, battered beauties? So, picture it. The tavern door creaks open, and in stroll the newest crew of starry-eyed adventurers, still smelling of road dust and big dreams. But no Pinky, again. Don't ask me where she is. Half the regulars nearly wept into their ale when they found out. One fella cried, "What's an adventure without a little pink in it?" I didn't ask what he meant. Anyway, they settle in, take their drinks, and Marta sends them off to the temple of the Radiant Sovereign. There they meet this wrinkled old cleric, face like parchment and voice like thunder. He speaks of a lost sanctuary, long forgotten, hidden somewhere up in the wind-blasted Sunbola cliffs, not marked on any map, no shining beacon, just a story, a rumor, and a promise. A relic so divine, it grants a true cleric the power to bless others without even spending a spell slot. That's right, miracles on demand. But only for the devout. None of that half-faith, multi-classing nonsense. The relic can tell when your soul's split. Now here's where things get good. Mix, our tiny wizard friend, stayed up too late studying spells. Said to Vishy, "Wake me when it's time." And what does Vishy do? Leaves him snoring. On purpose. I know. That drama's been brewing for weeks. Anyway, the group heads out without him. And wouldn't you know it, bam, ambushed by blights. Thorny, clingy, ugly little plant creeps. They chopped through most, but the big Vinny boss slipped off into the trees like it had somewhere to be. Days later, by a lake under the stars, guess who comes stomping up the path? Mix, drenched, mad, and loud. Vishy tried to play it cool. "Oh, hey, buddy." But no. Words were had. Sharp ones. That lake could have boiled from the tension, but they barely had time to refill their water skins before a giant toad erupted from the water and nearly swallowed Vishy like a pickled egg. Then a second one joined in. Splat, splat, panic, scream, stab, stab. You know the drill. They made toad stew. The road ended. The forest began. They turned north, deeper, wilder. And who's back? That same vine blight, this time with friends. And who boy? It grabbed Sanders. Dragged him into the dirt like a turnip. Thought he was done for. But no. Teamwork, blades, and blessed steel turned the tide. They marched on and found this overgrown, rotted village tucked in the trees. Real eerie place. Thought they'd camp, rest their bones. Then, snap. The floor gave out, and ghouls swarmed up from below. Henrik got dragged under again. I swear, that man spends more time horizontal than upright. But they pulled through. Now listen to this. They pass a cave full of wolves, smartly avoided. Then find a hut in the trees. Real crooked place. Inside, a green hag. Said she was cooking troll for dinner. Wanted to chat. Polite. Trug nearly gagged. Said, "Ain't breaking bread with something that breaks bones." He struck first. She took a hit, hissed, vanished. Poof. Gone. Vishy, naturally, looted the place like it owed him money. One day later, they reached the Sunbola cliffs, high as the heavens, winds like dragon breath. Took hours to climb. Chal was like a spider on sugar, zipping up walls. But a few nearly blew off. Rope saved lives. Real teamwork. Real grit. And then they heard it. Water. Thunder. Mist in the air. Behind a mighty waterfall, they found a cavern, a hidden path, and at the end, the lost sanctuary of Holt. Ruined, cracked, silent, until they found the temple doors, sealed tight with arcane magic. Mix? Oh, Mix finally got to shine, wiggled his fingers, whispered a word, and click, the ward fell away. Inside stood a twisted figure in rusted armor, a paladin warped by time and sorrow. He mistook them for defilers and would not yield. The battle was savage. The relic was nearly lost. But they stood tall. The paladin fell to the dust. Henrik stepped forward, and the relic answered him. Salira found a broken sunblade, humming with ancient memory, and they returned to us, bloodied, bruised, and blessed. So raise a glass. For the sanctuary is found, and Holt's light shines just a little brighter tonight.